What's up YouTube, Jock217 here, and we are back with another Kingdom Hearts Top 10 Countdown. Toy Story is finally confirmed in Kingdom Hearts 3. Not only that, but it looks like we'll be able to have not 4, not 6, but 5 different party members. Speaking of party members, today I will be talking about whom I feel are the top 10 best party members in the series. These entries were ranked based on how well they do in battle and how good their abilities are. If a party member has appeared in more than one game, I will be ranking them based on their overall impact in the series, not just on how well they are in one game. And just so we know this right now, popularity is out of this list. I'm not going to put a character at number 1 just because they are really popular. That just wouldn't be right. For this list, I'm not going to be including any guest members that only fight alongside you for one battle and then disappear later. I'm not going to include friend cards from Chain of Memories since you can practically solo the game by yourself without using friend cards. And finally, I'm going to be excluding Dream Eaters simply because there are so dang many of them to the point to where they deserve a list of their own. So without further ado, let's get started then, shall we? These are, in my opinion, the top 10 best party members in Kingdom Hearts. Starting this list off at number 10 is Jack Sparrow from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please.
Some of you are probably surprised that this guy actually made it on here in the first place. Well, believe it or not guys, he's a lot better than I thought he was. Captain Jack does some pretty good damage to smaller enemies such as the Neo Shadows or the dogs. Now when it comes to larger enemies, he doesn't do a lot of damage, but he's actually very good at juggling enemies with his bombs and daggers, making him decent at crowd control. His limit is also good at crowd control and does some decent damage as well. The captain can also take a hit pretty well and has some decent abilities like Lucky Lucky, Item Boost, and 3 draw abilities, which you are better off removing one of them and replacing it with his defender ability. Now the downside about Captain Jack is that he can be a little bit inaccurate with his attacks at times, but overall Captain Jack Sparrow has definitely earned his spot at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Orrin from Kingdom Hearts 2. Orrin's greatest strength by far is crowd control. His divider ability is excellent at juggling a ton of enemies at once and leaving them wide open for you to finish them off. Orrin also has the ability to heal you, and he also has decent abilities like MP Haste, MP Rage, and once more. The downside about Orrin, however, is that even though he is great at crowd control, his attacks don't really do a lot of damage. The most damage you will ever get out of Orrin is when you use his overdrive. Other than that, Orrin doesn't dish out a lot of damage, but since he is really excellent at crowd control, he earned his spot at number 9. Up next is Mulan from Kingdom Hearts 2. Mulan's greatest strength without a doubt is her agility. Mulan is pretty fast and has the ability to kill smaller enemies in 1 to 2 shots with her Flame Tongue attack. She also has another attack called Mushi Fire, but you're better off removing that attack and replacing it with Fire Boost so that way she can do even more damage with Flame Tongue. Mulan may be able to one-shot smaller enemies, but if you put her up against larger enemies, unfortunately she can't do much, especially since she can't take a hit. Like, at all. Her limit is unfortunately not that great either. It looks cool and is good for juggling enemies, but unfortunately it doesn't do that much damage. But her agility and Flame Tongue ability are what make her really good, which gives her a rightful spot on this list. Next up is Simba from Kingdom Hearts 2. Just like Captain Jack and Orrin, Simba's greatest strength is crowd control by juggling enemies. What puts Simba above those two is that he does great damage while juggling those enemies with his Fierce Claw attack, which is the attack where he spins around and repeatedly attacking the enemy, and his Ground Shaker, which is pretty much his roar attack that attacks surrounding enemies. Simba also has MP Rage, which is great for him since he can also heal you as well. The greatest thing about Simba would definitely have to be his limit. Boy, does that limit do a lot of damage. The only downside about Simba is that just like Mulan, he can't really take a hit, and for some reason he can't dash either. Why is that anyway? He's a lion just like Sora, so what's his excuse? Other than that, Simba is a good party member to have, which earns him the spot at number 7. Number 6 is Peter Pan from Kingdom Hearts 1. Some people have complained that Peter Pan does crappy damage. Here is my question. How? Peter Pan does some excellent damage because he has not 1, not 2, but 3 critical pluses at his disposal. Pan also has other good abilities like Lucky Strike and MP Haste. He can also cast Arrow on you and cast Stop on the enemies as well, which really helps out. The greatest thing about Pan would definitely have to be his Hummingbird attack. It juggles enemies and does a ton of damage. There is one big downside about Pan, however, and that is the fact that he is a glass cannon. Pan can dish out a ton of damage, but he can't take hits all that well. But Peter Pan is quick and excellent at dishing out damage, which earns him the spot at number 6. Atlantica sucks major balls, but it would be a whole lot worse were it not for Arial. Arial is extremely helpful in this hellhole. She has an excellent set of abilities which include MP Haste, Lucky Strike, Second Wind, and 2 MP Rages. She also has a Thunder spell, but since half the enemies in Atlantica resist Thunder anyway, you're better off taking off Thunder and equipping the second MP Rage. Arial also has a really badass attack known as Spiral Wave. This attack does a lot of damage to the enemy she is targeting. The downside about this attack is that she takes like a second or two to actually start the attack, and even when she is using it, she has no iframes. So if she takes a big enough hit, then the attack stops and the MP is completely wasted. However, Arial truly shines as a defensive ally. Not only can she cast Arrow, but she is an excellent healer. If either you or anybody else, including herself, is anywhere near critical hit points, then she stops whatever the hell she is doing and heals you immediately. That is really helpful. Arial can't really take a hit either, but she heals herself up so damn fast anyway to the point to where that doesn't matter. And let's not forget about her limit from Kingdom Hearts 2. Her limit is amazing. It does... Oh, wait a minute.
Swim along, just join in the song, a musical for everyone to have a lot of finny fun.
God damn it, Square! The only reason why she is at number 5 is because she simply got outclassed, nothing more. Coming in at number 4 is Beast. Beast is, as his name implies, a beast. In Kingdom Hearts 1, he has great abilities like 2 MP Rages, Second Chance, and Critical Plus. He also has the maximum amount of item slots anyone could have in the game as well. But of course, Beast's biggest strength is, well, his strength. Beast's attacks are phenomenally powerful. He can one-shot pretty much any normal Heartless in the game, and it is amazing. Not to mention he also has a ton of defense, meaning he can tank a bunch of hits. Now in Kingdom Hearts 2, unfortunately, Beast did get nerfed. His attacks don't hit as hard, and he can't take as much of a hit as he could in the first game. He does still have Second Chance and Defender, and his limit does do some decent damage as well, though I have seen better. He truly shines in Kingdom Hearts 1, but since rankings are based on overall impact in the series, Beast earns his spot at number 4. Getting the bronze crown for this list is Aladdin, which is my favorite Disney movie, by the way. Aladdin is an excellent party member in both games he is in. In Kingdom Hearts 1, he does have some decent abilities such as Lucky Strike, Cheer, and Critical Plus. He also has an excellent strength stat and excellent defense stat, so he can obviously dish out a lot of damage while being able to take it. When it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2, however, Nomura decided to give Aladdin steroids because he is a freaking badass in Kingdom Hearts 2. He has great abilities like MP Haste, Once More, and Item Boost. He is incredibly fast, his attacks make the enemies drop HP orbs and MP orbs, and the best thing about him is his limit. This is without a doubt my favorite limit in the entire game. This limit not only looks cool, but also heals every single gauge you have. The limit doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but you are mainly doing this limit to heal up your drive gauge so you won't have to use drive recoveries later. Aladdin was my saving grace in the original Kingdom Hearts 2 when it comes to leveling up my drive forms. I have found no downsides to Aladdin. The only reason why he is not number 1 is because he got outclassed by 2 party members. Getting the silver crown is Donald. I already know the argument a lot of you guys are going to use right now. Donald doesn't heal me! Donald doesn't heal me! He doesn't heal you? Well, let me tell you guys something. There is a certain thing called customize. Set Donald's actions to defensive magic constantly, and the rest just turn down to the lowest setting. He will heal you guaranteed. And if that isn't reason enough to give Donald the title of badass, maybe this will be. In Kingdom Hearts 1, once he gets Second Chance and Leaf Bracer, he is God. He will not die ever again unless you are just severely unlucky. As for Kingdom Hearts 2, yes, they nerfed his magic, but his limits are the best in the game because of the amount of iframes you get from using them while still being in complete control of Sora. Donald gets a lot of hate, but in all honesty, he is an excellent party member. Now don't worry, I will go ahead and say his biggest downside now. Donald does die. A lot! At least in Kingdom Hearts 2. But in all honesty, give him some good armor and he should be okay. Alright guys, before we get to the completely obvious number 1 pick, I do have some honorable mentions. And let me tell you guys something right now. These 3 candidates were in really close competition with Jack Sparrow at having the number 10 slot. It was insanely hard for me to choose the person to fill number 10. One person has the best abilities out of the 4, one is the most accurate out of the 4, and one had the most strength out of the 4. Jack Sparrow was the most balanced out of the 4, which is why he was chosen. With that being said, here are the honorable mentions. What? Jack and Riku aren't on this list? Trust me guys, I love those two just as much as you guys do, but unfortunately they aren't as good as they are hyped up to be. They really aren't. I could tell you guys the reason why, but then the video would be longer than it needs to be, so instead I will make a separate video specifically explaining why those two aren't that great, so keep an eye out for that video. With that being said, it is now time for our number 1 slot. I'm sure we all know who it is by now, so let's just go to the transition. Was there really any doubt in your minds, guys? Goofy is freaking amazing in everything he shows up in. Gosh, where do I begin with Goofy? I guess we can start with the fact that when you think about it, he is the only party member that can actually guard attacks. Goofy can take a bunch of hits, his attacks do great damage, his limits do a crap ton of damage, his abilities are excellent. I can go on and on and on and on about why Goofy is badass, but instead I'll just stick with the 3 main reasons why he's the best. Reason number 1, Goofy Tornado. This attack does decent damage as well as guard attacks in Kingdom Hearts 1, but it truly shines in Kingdom Hearts 2 because not only is it excellent at crowd control, but Goofy is completely invincible when he uses it. Reason number 2, survivability. Out of all the party members in the game, Goofy is the only one that has all of the best defense support abilities in the game. He has Defender, Damage Control, Second Chance, and once more. This means that Goofy isn't going to die that often, if at all. And number 3, and definitely his biggest strength of all, support. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Goofy mainly supports you with just Goofy Tornado, but in Kingdom Hearts 1, oh man is he useful. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? MP Gift. Once Goofy gets this ability, you pretty much never need to get ethers anymore except to give Goofy even more MP. But even then, Goofy gets like 3 MP rages and like 3 MP hastes to the point to where you don't even need to use an ether on him. And if that's not good enough, in the final mixed version of Kingdom Hearts 1, Goofy can also heal you with his own healing spell known as Evolution. I swear, every time I play Kingdom Hearts 1, Goofy never leaves my party unless I'm speedrunning. Again, I can go on and on as to why Goofy is excellent, but I think I've already proven my point. Thank you, Square, for bestowing upon us this godly party member. Now where the hell is Max? Anyway guys, that's gonna have to do it for my top 10 countdown. Who was the best party member for you guys? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hammer, smash, and stab that like button and subscribe of course, and I will see you guys next time. See you guys later. Be safe. Eat that aside. Don't overdo it.